If you are counting how many jobs you applied to this week, you're measuring the wrong thing, okay? And it's costing you. You see wildly different advice on this because the question itself doesn't work, okay? I would rather fix the question than hand you a number that sounds essentially authoritative, but it's not. Here's why it doesn't work. Okay, the right number depends entirely on how many genuinely strong fit roles exist in your market in a given week. Okay, and that number isn't stable. Okay, so some weeks in a healthy market for a common role there might be 30. Okay, worth applying to. Some weeks for a niche senior in a narrow geographical area there might be 4, and there might be 2. Okay, both of these are completely normal. Okay, if I tell you to do 15 a day and there are only 4 good ones, all I've done is instruct you to apply for like 11 jobs that are never going to convert, okay, which is worse than doing nothing because it costs you hours that you could have spent on networking, okay, or doing other inputs. So here's how I would actually like frame it correctly, okay. Treat the number as a ceiling, not a quota. Okay, apply to every role that's genuinely a strong fit. When you run out of strong fits, stop applying and go and do something else that moves the search forward, okay, which is almost always something connected to networking, outreach, or potentially research, okay. The metric that I would watch is not applications per week, it is strong fit applications per week, okay, and separately the response rate from those applications. If your response rate's healthy, okay, and your only constraint is volume, then the problem is potentially discovery, and in which case you should focus on fixing the sourcing of jobs. Okay, if your volume's high and your response rate is poor, then volume's not the problem. Okay, and adding more roles won't actually help that. It won't fix it. Okay, padding your number, okay, usually is not diligence. Okay, it's avoidance. Okay, it might feel like progress. It produces satisfying count at the end of the week. Okay, and you can look at it and go, look at all the effort I put in. Okay, and all it does is it lets you avoid the hard work, okay, which is the outreach, the follow-ups, and the honest look, whether you're actually doing the targeting right. Okay, super simple. That's probably the best way that I could possibly explain it. Okay, what you can do here is, if you wanted to like try and automate this to make it a bit easier, is you can use the job radar setup inside JobSeeker OS. Okay, it finds and then scores or assesses new roles daily, so you're deciding rather than searching. Okay, which means you'll actually know how many genuine fits exist each week rather than guessing. Okay, that number, okay, your number, is far more useful than anything that I can say. Okay, it's way more useful than me going apply to 10 roles, or apply to 20 roles, or apply to 30 roles. Okay, that's why if you see numbers online where people say, "Oh, I've applied to 300 jobs this month," but they're getting like 2 interviews or they're getting no interviews, it's because they're applying to most likely 290 jobs that were never a good fit. Okay, so applying to more jobs doesn't increase your likelihood of landing interviews. Applying to more strong fit or strong alignment roles could potentially increase the amount of interviews that you get.